Oh, goodness. Good evening, guys. Ooh, good evening. Y'all look rough. I just got off work, came home and took a shower, but I wanted to come live while it's daylight. So depending on how many people may come in on the live will determine if I'll make this into a video or if I'll just continue the live. But yeah, I think we need to talk. I think I need to have a talk with the squad. Um, Yeah. So I had already told you guys on Thursday would be video day that I have. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fixing my clothes. We don't walk around like that. I am super tired. Guys, I lost so much. I'm losing so much weight. My little clothes getting big on me. That's a good thing. So who's on here? Say something so I can know who's on here. But I want to talk to y'all, and this is really a serious conversation that I want to talk to y'all about. The topic is not clickbait, nor is it for clout. It happened. It really happened. It's something that happened. When did this happen? Last year. It happened. This happened to me last year, and I'll explain to you guys why it happened. Um, and what happened to cause it to happen. It was one of the most scariest events in my life. One of them. Well, I'm going to go ahead. This one particular day, I think we had just moved into our house, into the house that we were living in. And I was already hurting. My back was already hurting. I'm not even supposed to really be lifting anything up over 10 pounds, but somebody got to do it. My mother can't do it. My children, it's just me and my mom and my daughter. And my other daughter was at work. Well, this one particular night, my back was hurting me. My hips were hurting me. My knees was hurting me. My body was racking with pain. And it was just to the point where I just couldn't take it no more, you know. And this one particular night, I just wanted the pain to stop. I wanted the pain to just slow down or something. And so I took some of my medication that I have, but I took the amount that I'm supposed to take, and it just still was hurting. That's because we have been moving couches and dressers and beds and boxes, and we had actually been moving, guys, for 2 days. And oh my God, my back was swollen, my knees were swollen, and everything was just hurting me. So I took my medication, and then the pain didn't stop after a while. I took a little bit more medication. And so I took a new medication that the doctor had prescribed to me that I had never taken before. And I also took that as directed. But the medication that he gave me, some doctors will give you medications, and they'll tell you they'll try, give it a couple of weeks to work, and then let me know how that's working for you. Well, this particular night that I was hurting so bad, I took it. I took it. And so as I was sitting there and watching TV on the recliner, I started feeling really, really sleepy and tired. My stomach started hurting, and I was like, why is my stomach hurting? Did I eat something bad? And it wasn't that I ate anything bad. I didn't eat anything bad, So I said, I'm going to go lay down for a little while. So what I did, guys, I went in my room and I laid down in my bed. And when I laid down in my bed, I started feeling dizzy. And I started feeling real ugly, like really, I had just this really bad feeling. And I was scared to go to sleep. So I got up. My mom was in her room. My daughter was in her room. My youngest daughter was in her room. And I told myself, don't go to sleep because something is not right here. And I just could not put my finger on what it was. But I knew my body didn't feel right. I knew I could not I was fighting to stay awake. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go drink some milk because maybe it's this medication interacting with the other medication that I had taken. So I got up, guys, and as I was getting up from my bedroom to the kitchen, I started stumbling. I couldn't walk. And I got to the kitchen, and the kitchen, in between the kitchen, the sink, and the stove, I started falling. And as I was falling, I fell into the refrigerator. And as I was going down, I remember saying, Mom, Mama. That's what I hollered. And my mom came running out her room, and I caught the sink, guys. I grabbed the hold to the sink just like this. And when I grabbed a hold to the sink, I began to start throwing up. And I remember when I was throwing up, I couldn't see. Everything began to get black. And I remember saying, God, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. That night, guys, I knew, I felt like I was going to die that night. I threw up, and I threw up, and I threw up, and I threw up. My knees got so weak that I could hardly stand. My mom did not know what to do, and by that time my baby girl had came out, and she was screaming, "Mom, are you okay?" And but I couldn't talk. I could not talk. I was not coherent. I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but I couldn't focus. I could not. Everything around me was spinning so fast that I could not pinpoint what was in front of me. And so my daughter, my mom said, call the ambulance. So they called the paramedics. And when the paramedics got to my house, my mom and him had pulled a chair up. And I remember my mom, I had my head back and my eyes were closed. And then I opened my eyes so I could see. I couldn't stand up, and everything just kept going around and around and around again. And by the time the paramedics got there, they were asking me, was I okay? And I told them no. I feel like I just started feeling really sick. They asked me had I been sick. I told them no. I was just in a lot of pain. I showed them the medications I had taken, and well, I didn't show them. My daughter did. They know what my medications are. And when they were there, I started throwing up again. And I'm talking about this was the type of throw up that just was like crazy throw up. So I started throwing up again, and then they asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, and I said yes because I feel like I'm going to die. You know, I feel like I'm going to die. And so, with that being said, the paramedics they put me on a stretcher. And when they put me on this stretcher, I was still I was a very sick person. But I remember saying to God, please, God, don't take me away from my mom and my children. I remember talking to God and asking God, please, God, please. And I get emotional, and whether you guys know it or not, this is my first time ever talking about this part of what happened to me. But I remember asking God to spare my life. I remember asking God to not take me away from my children. And I remember asking God to get this mess out of me. And I believe that's why I was throwing up. I believe that God was getting that stuff out of me. But guys, it didn't stop there. When I got to sometimes, let me tell you something. Let me finish telling you a story. When the paramedics, there was a fire truck came in an ambulance. And when the guys got me and they put me on the gurney, they strapped me down. It was freezing cold outside. But believe it or not, it felt good to me because I had been throwing up and I was hot. So when they put me on the gurney, I didn't feel secure. And I was telling them, I was like, I felt like I was going to fall. And I don't know if it was because of what I had experienced before they had gotten there. But I had told them, I feel like I'm going to fall. And I remember them telling me, ma'am, we have you. They had me strapped down to that gurney, and it was 5 of them. Because, look, I'm not no small woman. But there were 5 of them. And there was 3 on one side, and there were 2 on the other. And the way my house was, you had to come down the little incline where we park our cars. And I remember them bringing me down that incline. And we got by the street. It was about midnight at this time. And as we were coming down, I remember feeling like I was going to fall out of that bed. And I'm telling them, and they're saying, we got you, ma'am. And no soon as they said, we got you, the gurney, we fell. The gurney, I hit the ground, the asphalt so hard. I don't know if you can still see it. It's probably gone. But all you see how scarred up my elbow is. My skin on my elbow was scraped off the skin on my elbow was scraped off. It felt like my arm was broken. I hit the ground so hard that the 2 guys on the one side of me hit the ground, and the 3 firemen fell on top of me. I was in so much pain that my family screamed and hollered. It was a nightmare. And I don't remember if I hit my head, but this arm here I thought was broken. And I remember asking them, I remember telling them, I think my arm is broke. I think my arm is broke. And they're saying, you're going to be okay, ma'am. You're going to be okay. We got you. And I could hear them asking each other, how did this happen? Let me tell you, It seemed like my night went from bad to worse. By the time I got to the hospital, I was in more pain than you could ever imagine. Remember, I started with the pain of my back hurting me so bad, and I tried to take something to help my back, and I almost killed myself. And it was not intentionally. I love me. I would never want to harm me. I would never try. I've never tried to commit suicide, and I never even thought about killing myself. But that would have been an accidental overdose. And I believe if I hadn't called up on God, that I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys today. My kids wouldn't have me. My mom wouldn't have me. Wow. You know, I think about reality, and I think about life with my children and my mom and with myself. And that's when I realized that God has kept me here for a reason. And that's when I realized that everything I'm going through in this life is for a reason. And everything that I'm going through is not just for me, but it's for somebody else, somebody who may be watching on the other side of this phone, somebody who may be going through the same thing. What the devil meant for bad in my life to try to kill me with me taking medication to help my pain, you know, he tried to take me out like that. But God heard my cry. And then when we left, he wasn't done. He wasn't done. We fell in the street. We were in the middle of the road at midnight, guys. It was midnight. Anything could have happened. As hard as I hit that ground, anything could have happened. So many people died from hitting the ground from head injuries. I know the devil was after me that night. I know he was. But you know what the devil means for bad, God always turns things around for our good, but for his glory. I could have died that night. And I think about it all the time. That one night scarred me a little bit with the paramedics because I was already dealing with low self-esteem and, you know, thinking, and after that, that just made me just feel even worse, thinking that, you know, I started looking at my weight and thinking like maybe I was too big on that gurney. Maybe I was too heavy for them. Maybe that's why they dropped me. I was embarrassed, humiliated, ashamed. But in reality, I'm beautiful. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm loved. I'm loved by my children. I'm loved by my mom. I'm loved by my significant other. But most of all, I'm loved by God. And nobody could ever tell me anything different. We all go through things in life. And there are going to be times when the devil is going to try to take you out. And he's going to try to make you do things that you don't want to do. And if you are weak and you're not seeking God, or you're not talking to God, or you're not building a relationship with God, you'll fall for it. Because let me tell you something, that's what the devil does. That's what he does. You know, the Bible says he's an accuser of the brethren. That means he accuses you of things that maybe you're not even doing. You know, he accuses you of things. If I would have died that night, they probably would have thought I committed suicide, and I didn't. Oh, Ashley, I missed you. I've been waiting to hear from you. I love you too. But I would never intentionally harm myself. I would never intentionally not love me. I love myself. I love myself. I love my family. You know, I love you guys. And that one night was like a wake-up call to me, to tell myself and to look in the mirror and to remind myself that, hey, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. And it's so many things I want to talk to you guys about. I want to open up to you guys because there's no use to going through anything if you don't open up to people and tell them what you've been through and how you came out, you know, and how God kept you. And when you called up on God, did he hear you? Did he answer you? You know, God heard me that night. He heard me. It's just so weird how the devil tried to kill me in my home. And then he tried to kill me outside my home, in front of my daughter and in front of my mom, you know? Wow. Sometimes you have to stop and just think, squad, think. If you're still living, I want you to know you're not just living just because. You are living with the calling up on your life. And you have to ask God, Lord, what do you want me to do? What is my calling, Lord? You know, you have to ask God. That's right, Ashley. And I do. I forgive myself of my past. I have to tell myself that you really do. You know, because we carry our past with us. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It just said that it had been removed. I didn't remove it. But like I was saying, if you're still here, see, every time I talk about something good, when I talk about things that God wants us to do, the enemy always try to come in and interrupt. You know, that's how I know that. That's when I know that there's somebody that God's speaking to. It could be you, Ashley. You've been on my heart, on my mind. I keep going back to the messages, looking for you. I did the little wig review for you, and I didn't see a comment from you, and I was like, "Where's Ashley? I hope she's okay." I always be hoping. I always hope you're okay, and I went through a little something earlier, and I reached out to Holy Mama and just, I'm so glad. People that I meet, when I meet people out in the public and we become acquaintance on YouTube, it's just a proud feeling to know that I could reach out to them and I could ask them to do something, such as just say a prayer. And it's done. All right, guys, it keeps getting interrupted. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I love you, squad. And yeah, please hit that like button for this video. If you know someone who is going through dealing with suicidal thoughts, dealing with low self-esteem or anything, please drop their name in the comment section so that we can pray for them. Share this video so that they can reach somebody else, so they can know how the devil tried to kill me with taking an overdose of pills on accident and then tried to kill me outside my home. People don't understand what someone is going through until they hear their story. And I'm trying to put the story out there, but for some reason it keeps saying that this video has been removed by user, but that's not. I keep having to resume the video. So if you guys see it going off and on, or you're not able to connect or get on the video, it's because it won't allow it to. But after this, I'm gonna make another video. I just wanted to come live. I was so glad to see Miss Ashley come on. I love you, Ashley and Olivia and the other baby girl, 'cause I can't think of her name. I love you, Holy Mama. All of y'all, I love y'all. But when you get stuff like that out of you, it just makes you feel free. So imagine how much other stuff is inside. I mean, there's so many things. I told my mom the other day I'm thinking about becoming a motivational speaker because there's a lot I have to say. Yeah, so you guys keep me in your prayer. I don't know what this thing, y'all don't see it, but it just keeps putting up these notes here besides not the chats, but yeah, it just keeps saying something. But anyway, I hope this video helps someone to know that they are loved, to know that we go through things in life. Things happen that we have no control over, but we can take control by praying. Keep me in prayer that I do what God has called me to do. Hey, baby. And that God would order my footsteps, because it's times like this we need God. I need God. And I just realized, actually, as a matter of fact, my daughter that just came on was the one that was there that night at the house that I was telling y'all about when I went to the hospital. All right, guys, so I keep catching. You're so welcome, Ashley. It keeps just going off and on, so I do apologize. I don't know what's up with the YouTube. But I love you, squad. And, yeah, tomorrow's a vlog day. And, yeah, you got your video. Well, you're on schedule. I'm on schedule. As you guys know, I had my back injected yesterday. I feel a lot better. Not all the way because I'm not overdoing it. But I did work today a long time. I worked like from 8 to 6. Yes, that's right, Ashley. Got to keep the faith. If it clicks off again, I'm just going to go ahead and close it out. But again, thank you. I love it. See, I don't have a problem with just one person coming on, because that could be the one person. Faith, that's the baby's name. Olivia and Faith. How can I forget that? That's my daughter. That's Princess Jay's middle name, Faith. I cannot be forgetting Faith's middle name. Tell Faith I'm sorry. Tell Faith I love her, and I apologize for forgetting her name. I love you, Faith. Ashley, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and go in there and rest, because I have been working from 8 to 6 o'clock today. had to work. I had to get it. Had a lot to do. But anyway, guys, there are going to be many more story times that is, y'all going to hear some stories that will probably blow your mind. But your girl ain't going to be looking like this. Right now, I'm just tired. Y'all know me. I come on here as I am. But I'm going to make a video tonight. I'm going to go through and look at some of your recommendations. I think I'm going to make a video tonight. Just depends. This is your live video. Y'all got your live. And if you have any social experiments, drop that down in the comment for me. Actually, you always leaving good stuff. So me and D-Ray Empire can do some social experiments. Well, we may not be able to do it this Saturday because we have bad storms coming in. So we just have to wait and see how the weather going to be. But drop them down there. Drop them in the comments section. I love you, squad. With that being said, here's your nightly kiss, guys. Mwah. Love you. Yeah, click it out.